皆さんこんにちは。鳩山幸雄でございます。
Good morning, I'm Yukio Hatoyama. To begin with, I'd like to extend sincere congratulations to the convening of the International Conference on China and the World Towards Building a Community with a Shared Future for Mankind, hosted by CAS. The theme of today's conference is highly relevant, especially considering the situation we are facing. And here, I'd like to extend my high tribute to all the colleagues of CAS. Today's world is trapped with great uncertainty, and what kind of international relations do we need? Well, I believe all countries should not only respect themselves, but also others. This needs to be the primary goal of all countries. And I'd like to call it as the spirit of friendship. That is to say, we should not only cooperate with countries holding similar values as we do and exclude countries with different values. Instead, we need to create or build an international community where countries with different values understand, respect each other, and cooperate with each other. This should be the ultimate goal of diplomacy. Regrettably, what's happening now is against our wish. Around 4 years ago, I had a meeting with President Xi Jinping, and during the meeting I said, I advocate the spirit of friendship. I believe it is echoed with what Confucius said, 仁 or benevolence and 恕 forgiveness. I hope President Xi Jinping can advance the Belt and Road cooperation in the spirit of 仁 and 恕. And President Xi replied, I agree. I sincerely hope to advance Belt and Road cooperation in the spirit of 恕. That is to say, not doing to others what we do not desire. After hearing his words, the first thing popped up in my mind was valuing peace above everything else. A very impressive conversation. Recently, China has played an important role in the rapprochement between Saudi Arabia and Iran. I highly appreciate the important contribution made by China to world peace. I believe China managed to do it just because 仁 and 恕 are a part of China's diplomatic policies. I think the vision of building a community with a shared future for mankind is also proposed by President Xi Jinping in the spirit of 仁 and 恕. East Asia community I always advocate actually aims to make East Asia a no-war community and to carry forward the spirit of friendship in East Asia and beyond. In early 2000, the GDP of G7 accounted for over 60% of the world total. But now the number drops to around 40%, and the downward trend will continue. Meanwhile, the economic output of BRICS accounts for 26% of the world total. Therefore, I believe G7 is only one involved party, and the political consensus reached within the G7 will not ease or mitigate the antagonism, but will intensify conflicts. So it's very hard for their proposals to win the support of the third world countries. And under such circumstances, we need to focus more on the regional framework, which may be a way out. Currently, Japan and America are advocating FOIP, or Free and Open Indo-Pacific, and Quad. Meanwhile, China is a member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, a regional organization. India is the only country that participate organizations of the both sides. Under such circumstances, it seems very difficult for two opposite sides to have direct communication. Therefore, it's very important for us to resume the China, Japan, and ROK cooperation. During my tenure as the Prime Minister, heads of states of 3 countries once gathered together to have a meeting. Later, the deterioration of Japan and ROK relations halted this cooperation. As the relation between Japan and ROK starts to be improved, we need to seize the opportunity to resume and restart the cooperation. And there will be little we can do if Japan and ROK are united by the U.S. to confront China. I think Japan and ROK should explicitly oppose Taiwan independence, and I think it will be a lose to all if we fail to realize the benefit brought by the trilateral cooperation, a kind of framework with no participation of the U.S. From the perspective of economy, the 3 countries have joined RCEP. Although the U.S. and India, 2 members of Quad, are not members of RCEP, but Australia, another member, is a member of RCEP. And this makes RCEP very different. I think more attention also needs to be paid to CPTPP. Currently, only Japan and Australia join the CPTPP, and China and ROK haven't yet joined. I think your participation needs to be welcomed. And if America has the interest in joining in this partnership, I think we also need to express our welcome. All in all, RCEP and CPTPP have won the support and participation of many countries with different political systems. China is essential for the development of the world and East Asia, and China is difficult to maintain peace and stability if it decouples with the world or East Asia. We need to strengthen the bilateral relations, but we also need to increase or improve the relations between China and the other regions and even the world through regional frameworks. And I believe this is also an important way to build a community with a shared future for mankind. Thank you very much.